Happy Monday! It is our last tip, and it's actually our last week of the challenge. And this week, we're going to review some of your landing pages live, and we're going to announce the winner of the GetResponse account. I'm super excited about that. Our last tip for this challenge is going to be around color optimization. It's going to be about the rules for using colors, and then I'm going to talk to you a bit about the myth that is color psychology. So let's get started with color, rules, and basics. First of all, the first thing you need to know is that color matters a lot on the page. Like, I guess everything we've spoken about so far. Color has a huge impact, and it can be not only used to help readability, to reduce friction and any tension and stress, but it can actually help increase conversions. And the way it works is pretty simple. You need to choose no more than 2 or 3 colors on your entire page, really. And I know this might sound a little harsh. I myself go for the 2 color rule. I think that you want to be able to create a seamless experience for people so that they know what to look at and how to read. And when you have too many colors on the page, it distracts people. So you want to have one color that is for the call to action button, and that's going to make the call to action button stand out. And normally what I would suggest is the color that you choose for the call to action button, don't have any other element on the page with that color. And when I'm speaking about colors, I don't just mean like call to action button or font or even just like objects like let's say the bullet points or any icons that you're using. I'm even talking about the visuals, the images that you're using. If your images have too many colors, it's going to be distracting and hard to read. So many of these new websites now have blue and orange and red and green and all together and all these kind of types of illustrations because everyone is doing it. But it's very noisy, it's very hard to control, and it takes away from the importance of the call to action button. So try and stick to 2 and 3 colors. Having said that, try and choose vibrant colors that suit your brand, of course, that match the emotional triggers that you're trying to kind of empower. And also try and avoid any mixing and moving around of different objects. And that's what I mean by that is that you don't want to have too many things blending in with each other. And I'm just mentioning this because I've seen a few examples and I wanted to make sure that that is understood. Now, I mentioned that colors can also be used as directional cues. So as I was saying before, and this is a very kind of like UX thing, the idea is that the same elements always appear in the same color so that when someone is on the page or if they come for the second time to your page, they recognize the call to action button immediately. They know what it looks like. They know that it's always pink. If I see a pink element on the page, that's the call to action. If I see a blue element on the page, then that is a testimonial. So they know how to physically, oh my God, visibly, what words am I using? Visibly just kind of, I guess, skim through the page and be able to recognize different elements on the page. So that's super important, and I really want you to make sure that when you're choosing those colors, you're doing that and you're making sure that you're using that kind of strategy. Okay, so that's about color rules and how to choose colors for your page. Lastly, I want to talk about color psychology. So there is this myth that says red means anger and blue means calm and green means fresh or whatever. That's not how color psychology works. I use color psychology a ton with our clients and in anything that I do. In our courses that we teach in Emotion Cells and in Fix My Funnel, we talk about color psychology, and I know that there's this myth there that's like color equals emotion. That's not how it works. Color actually impacts us on various different levels, and in just being from a different continent can change what a certain color means to you. And then there's your experience with a color, the history that you have towards it, there's culture that's involved, and there's emotion that's involved. So No, absolutely not. Blue does not mean calm. And I want to put that out there because you can use color psychology really well, but you have to know your audience in a very important and in-depth way. And when I mean getting to know your customers and your audience, I mean more than just knowing their gender, their age, or their geographical location. I mean understanding who they are as a person, their fears, the regrets, the things that they're worried about, their desired outcomes, their dreams that they're aspiring to. Anything that you can go beyond just numbers is very helpful, because then not only can you choose better colors, but you can also write high converting copy, and you can choose better elements for the page. And you actually, when you understand people, you know exactly what needs to be on the page in order for it to convert. So for today's last tip, though it isn't actually to do with colors, but more about the audience itself, your customers as a whole, I want to encourage you to do a survey and actually talk to your customers. Now, when I say survey, I do not mean ask them what they think about your website or ask them to choose a feature that they like the most or a product that they like the most. I want you to ask them one question. And that is, and this is for your customers, people who are already using your product, who have bought your product. I want you to ask them a wonderful question that I got from my friend Elsa Ertz. Ask them, if you could no longer use X, that's your solution, what would you miss the most? That's it, that's the question. Ask them that question and see what people really value about your product, because most of them will not mention the features or the pricing. They're going to mention the way your product or your solution solves a specific pain for them, how they use your product or your solution. And you can use the answers that you get in so many ways as testimonials. You could use it as bullet points. You could use it as a value proposition. There's just so much. And if you want to learn more about different questions, then I will post in the comments in this post, I will give you a link to an article that I wrote with a ton of different questions that you can ask in a survey. But to bring it full circle back to color psychology, because it really is all related. At the end of the day, when you're choosing colors, when you're choosing the images, when you're choosing the copy for your page, the only thing that matters is your customer, not features, not pricing, not technology, not that it's from AI, not that you are using some fancy whatever team. What matters is the outcome that people are going to get from you. So always focus on that, their value proposition. That's it for me for today. And I will see you on Thursday during our live session when I'm going to critique a bunch of your landing pages and we're going to announce the winner. I will see you then. Bye.